Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. I hope everybody is well and being safe, especially if you're in Victoria with masking up and how many cases we have. I hope everybody is safe and doing really, really well. Even in general, I'm sending out there love to everybody and to have everybody to have some form of joy and bliss in their lives, because life can be a little bit tricky sometimes and it can throw you a few curveballs. Even if it's not the coronavirus, life in general is still happening. So I just hope everybody's having a little bit of happiness and a little bit of joy in their life. um it's been popping into my head to actually have a little bit of a chat about past lives. I've actually just gotten off a coaching call to a lady in America that we did a past life regression with, and it just blows my mind every time we do one how different it is, how much the information you receive from going back and having a look at past lives, whichever one pops up or whatever needs to be expressed or shown. It's amazing the learnings that are there to learn in that space, and how it integrates and processes through into your life, what you're going through now. It's healing people, it's changing people's lives to do past life regression stuff. And I just wanted to let you know that it's amazing stuff to where you're guided to heal, whether it's past life, whether it's going in the bush and running around naked, whether it's doing readings, whether it's doing healings, whether it's doing coaching, whether it's doing shamanic stuff, whatever you're guided to do. Every little part of it is designed to awaken and to open parts of us up, and especially to make this life a lot easier for you. So if you are interested in doing a past life, I do them for an hour and a half. It's a beautiful space, and it's amazing what comes up for you to learn and to process, and how it integrates into your life at the moment. So yeah, more than happy to help you out with that. Hey Sarah, let's have a look at emails. So I'm starting with Tracy. Hello, Tracy. I am struggling with motivation in health matters. I know everything. I know everything, but struggling. I feel that there is a block. Is there any help the guides suggest? Yes. It's interesting that you say, Tracy, that you know everything, but yet you're not sure what the block is. My suggestion would be to allow yourself to have a space where you are quiet and not disturbed. It feels like things are quite busy lately, and feels like there's a lot going on, a lot of different areas happening, and a lot of different moving parts for you, Tracy. So it feels like you're needing a little bit of a space where you can actually have a little bit of a relaxation time, where you can drop into the space of seeing actually what the block is. So sometimes you'll actually see something that's actually a proper full block. Sometimes it's just like a feeling that there's a block there, or what the block is. Sometimes you sort of like hear what the block is. But I advise to give yourself some time away from the really busy life for some reason that you're having going on, lots of different moving parts, and giving yourself the time to drop into the space where you can actually be aware of what the block is and actually allow the block to be moved. So you can do things like whatever that block looks like. You can actually see if the block's a black or white color, or if it's colored. And then whatever it is, you allow it to transform to the opposite. So if your eyes are closed and all you're seeing is a really big, I don't know, pink wall with flowers on it, allow yourself to change that wall to a black and white and allow it to become smaller than it was before. It's amazing when you do that, what changes and what pops up to understanding what's in your way of blocking you. But I do feel like a lot of it is just of the fact that there is just there's just too much busyness. There's just so much moving parts in your life at the moment, Tracy. It feels like that's a lot of the blockage to the health as well. Um, it also feels like to me that there's an inner child piece there as well, that this is bringing up for you, because it feels like there were some times in your life as a child where things were very busy and there was a lot of moving parts, and you were either pushed around in moving parts or you were part of those moving parts, but it was like too much for you. So it feels like it's triggering a child piece, where you were quite young and that was the same thing. So it feels like there's two parts to one, that there's a block there, actually going in and actually seeing what the block is, what it's actually trying to block you from. Yet I also feels like it's also a form of protection for you, because there's an inner child piece there where you were quite busy, it's quite full on, lots of moving parts, and that little inner child part is needing to be attended to or looked at or helped through. If you're needing any help, Tracy, just reach out. I'm more than happy to help you with that. I hope that helps, and I hope the helps improves, because it clearly sounds to me that you know what you need to do. You're just needing a little bit of help to move through this little bit. But it feels like your inner child piece is coming up to protect you from moving into that space. I hope that helps. Having a look at Cindy. Hi, Sarah. I'll get back to you in a moment. Hi, Emma. Hi, Purnima. So I'm popping to Cindy. She says that she loves my live feeds. I'm so grateful, because as I said before, without you guys loving these, I wouldn't be doing them. And I'm enjoying doing them too. So her question is, just wondering if you can give me any messages for my sister. I worry about her a lot and wonder what you see for her in love, career, and family. I feel like she is a bit stuck and has been for a while during my mum's illness here. And I'd like to know if there's any way I can help her. Um, Cindy, one of the first things that they're saying that's popping in is the fact that she's actually also chosen to be there and actually be that role for your mum, with the illness. And unfortunately, when you do have people that are unwell and you become their main carer, hey Lauren, that you tend to have to give up a little bit of yourself. You tend to have to put your life on hold a little bit, or put you on hold a little bit, in order to support those people through that illness. So she has chosen to do that, Cindy, as part of her journey and what she's choosing for herself. Yet I also fully understand that you're seeing your sister losing herself in the space of having to help so much. Um, it feels like this is some kind of um, karmic stuff ending. So it feels like, as part of who she is, she has to do this for your mum in order to be able to clear up whatever that karmic thing is in the past with your mum. And I don't know if it's actually with your mum in the past. It just feels like mum figure in the past with her. But she's allowed to clear up that karmic stuff through your mum in this lifetime, looking after her. So it feels like it needs to happen, because that needs to be cleared up. But it also feels like things just need to be put on hold for her for the moment, in order to go through this, before she starts, coming out the other side for herself. Um, just wondering what you see for her in love. It feels like it's going to be the love that she's seeking, that's really going to support her, where, if you're on your deathbed and you're looking back at your life and the loves you've had and the people that have been in your life, it feels like it's going to be later in life for that person to come across her, and for them to have that relationship later in life that's going to be the love of her life. I hope that makes sense. It just feels like that one that she, looks back and goes, that really nurtured me, that was what I was really seeking, is going to come for her later in life. When it comes to career, um, Oh, it's really interesting. It doesn't feel like she's massively stressed about having a career, or she's not massively driven to have a career. Um, it feels like she's just sort of plods along and does what she needs to do, and um, goes where she needs to be when she needs to do it. It doesn't feel like she's driven for a career. Though I feel like she'll fall into something that is going to be, it feels like more creative, like something that's very, very creative for her, that she will fall into, which will actually give her the love of doing that she's going to enjoy doing. When it comes to family, I'm assuming you're meaning children. Um, I see one, at least one there, um, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be like an earlier thing in life. It feels like it's going to be more like a later thing in life. Um, but I see her happy. Like I see her her content with her choices, and content with the way things actually ended up panning out. It just feels like she's needing to do this with your mum at the moment because it's actually clearing up a karmic thing in a past life with mum. I hope that makes sense. Um, I feel that she's been a bit stuck for a while during her mum's. You'd like to know the best way you can help her. One of the best ways you can help her is actually talk to her and actually ask her if there's anything that you can help with. Because quite often we want to help people, but it's actually not help unless they've actually asked for help sometimes. And unless they've asked for help, it can just piss them off. So my suggestion to Cindy would be, it feels like, have a conversation with her. Ask her if there's anything she's needing. Ask her if there's anything that she's needing support with, and actually then do what she's asking you to do. But it just feels like it's not help unless it's asked for. And I would actually be having a conversation with her to see what she actually needs, because she may feel like she doesn't need anything at the moment, or she may feel like she just needs like a day off or something. So I'd be asking her is the best way to do it, because she knows what she needs. If anyone does have any questions, you can pop them through to Q&A@HappinessHeals.com.au. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Hi, Samantha. Let's have a look at Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I would love to get some guidance regarding my lack of concentration with my studies and how to overcome this. It feels like you're a little bit bored. Are you a little bit bored? Um, Going deeper into that, Sarah, it feels like you've already covered it, or you already know that information, that you're learning at the moment, which can quite often make you not want to do it. Um, it also feels to me like your space that you are studying in feels a little bit energetically cluttered. It feels like you tend to do a lot of different things at a lot of different times, and there's a lot of different things happening. My suggestion would be getting a little bit more of a routine happening, where the night before you're going to sleep, you're setting up the amount of time you're going to study, the time you're going to study, and where you're going to study. And set yourself up into that space, knowing that before you go to sleep, you're going to be waking up, and that's what's going to be happening for you. The other thing is, before you start to study, give the whole space a really good sage, or give it a really good cleansing spray, um, and actually clear the space before you sit down and study, because it just feels like it's, whether you've actually studied or not, it's in your psyche, in your energy field. It feels like you've already learned a lot of this information, and it feels boring to your soul is probably the best way of putting it. So maybe having a little bit of a chat to yourself too, going, you know what, I've just got to get through this, and it'll make sense in the end, and then you won't have to keep rehashing it, and you won't have the stress there of having to go, oh, I can't do this. Talk to yourself differently. Set yourself up, as I said, the night before, with the I don't have a space and life is hectic. Well, that'll do it, darling. Sarah, that's going to totally do it if you don't have a space and life is hectic. Um, They're popping into my head. I don't know if you have a bathtub, Sarah. I know of people that have very busy lives, and what they did is, I know one lady who had to do deep studying. The only space that she had was a bathtub, so she actually put towels and stuff in the bathtub and actually went and sat in the bathtub and locked herself in the bathtub. And she sat in the bathtub and she did her studies that way. Popped a note on the door saying basically, "F off, leave me alone." But you've got to find a space that's for you, because until you actually have a space where your life is calm and it's not hectic in that little bit of a space, you're going to find study hard because there's just too many other distractions. Even if you set up a corner where you're actually facing a corner, so your back is to everything else and you're actually facing a corner, that also helps as well, because we get so visually distracted with our eyes. So sometimes you've got to make the space that you're studying in really boring so you can actually concentrate on what you're doing. But I would even go, like, if that was me, I would even be setting up my space, like gridding my space, like popping a grid of selenite around me so nothing can get in and annoy me. But one of the best things is to do is, as I said, set a time, a date, where you're going to study the night before, so your brain's actually already in process mode that tomorrow at 10 o'clock, for an hour, I am going to sit facing a wall with my computer or however you study, and everything else can just off, and you're just totally concentrating on that space. That'll actually help you, Sarah. Good luck. I know studying can be so challenging sometimes, especially when you don't have a space and life is hectic. But if you've got a bathtub, maybe give the bathtub a go, because I've had women that have actually jumped in the bathtub and actually studied in the bathtub, which is a bit funny. But hey, whatever you've got to do, it works. Um, Lauren, hey, I would like to know if my partner is going to recover and be healthy after he has been told he's had cancer. He told he has cancer. First of all, Lauren, oh my goodness, my heart goes out to you and your partner, to go through anything to do with cancer and the recovery. It's full on going. So my heart goes out to you. One of the things I have discovered with working with cancer patients and a lot of cancer patients is that the treatment they put you through to go through cancer usually makes you feel really shit. Okay, it makes you usually feel more shit than the actual cancer itself. And what I've seen many a times is the physical body and the spiritual body, the energetic body, actually rejects the treatment because it makes them feel like shit. Now, this comes from programming of like many ions that to feel like shit is not good, and to feel crap is not good, and you shouldn't, it's not good to feel crap. Yet sometimes there's a very big learning in feeling crap, because it helps you to give you a deeper understanding of what's going on in your life. And it also helps you to be able to hold yourself and understand yourself in all situations, even if something's crap. So one of the things that I always suggest to cancer patients is to let every part of them know that the treatment is there to create an environment to kill the bad stuff, but it's gonna make you feel like crap. Okay. And it's like having a talk to themselves, because most time you've got cancer, you don't want to feel like crap, so you're doing everything to not feel like crap, yet the cancer treatments make you feel like crap. So having a chat with yourself, going, okay, for the next little bit, the cancer treatments are going to make me feel like crap. I feel like crap with the cancer. What is it here that I'm here to learn through this, and to be able to hold yourself in that space? Is your partner going to recover? They're saying yes. It does feel to me as though there will be organs and parts of his body that are going to take a little bit longer to become healthy. It feels like um, he will recover from the cancer, but then he's really going to have to look after his organs afterwards. And it's going to take him a little bit to get to a space in his body that he feels really good in his body. Yeah. Um, It's going to be a process, Lauren. It's going to be challenging on both of you. It's going to be challenging on him as well. But get him to have a chat with all parts of him, letting himself know that this is going to be a really shit time, that he can do it, and that that the treatment is going to make him feel like crap, and to feel crap is okay. Because it feels like too he's like very good at getting his mindset right or something. That he's very good at getting his vision of what he wants right. So it would be really supportive to actually let all parts of him know that he's going to feel like crap for a while, but he's just got to keep going. Hope that helps, Lauren, and I'll send you some beautiful angels to help support both of yous. Yeah, yeah. Hey Samantha, hiya. Emma, any guidance? Any guidance in on love? um, It feels like you've got one sniffing around, Emma. Yet I still don't feel like they're the ones that are gonna give you that deep love you're desiring. Um, I still feel like it's gonna be a little bit before you're actually in love. Be I think you can be in love with people, but it's still going to be a little bit before you're in love with someone. It just feels like there's a few things that need to be maneuvered around for you personally before that one person that comes in where you're actually in love with that one person. Hang in there. It feels like you do have somebody that's going to be fun. It feels like a fun thing. Um, that's really going to help you to start opening up your heart, and that feels like it's next year sometime. So hang in there, babe. One's coming. Excuse me, I'm going to have a drink. Sarah, I just want to come back to you. Thank you. I don't have a space and life is feel hectic. Yeah. Thank you. Great. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I hope that helps, Sarah. I know studying is out of your comfort zone, and as I said, find a place where even if you're just staring at a black wall and your back's to everything else, but you've got to create an energetic space that feels right for you. So doing things like, as I said, light a candle, put a bit of music on your ears or something like that, something that's just for you to create that space. Alana. I feel pulled in all directions at the moment, and I am worried I'm not putting enough time and energy into everything. Well, how are you going to put enough time and energy into everything? Fuck, I wouldn't be able to do that. Um, and when you feel pulled in all these different areas, it makes so much sense. You'll be lacking energy and not be able to put it where you actually desire to put it. My question would be to actually do a little bit of a list. Because it feels like they're showing me a pen and paper, actually writing things down, Alana, will actually start helping the chaotic worry that's happening in your head. So I'd actually put a list down and pop down the list of the 10 most important things that you need to have done in your life. Things like, self-care, things like, feeding your family, things like spending time with your partner, the day-to-day stuff that's the most 10 important things. And also start writing a list of stuff that's not so important that you can get to in time, because it just feels like you're trying to do everything all at once, and there's no way you can do everything at all at once. There's no way I could put enough time and energy into everything, because everything's a hell of a lot. So I would say the bigger picture you have, break it, chunk it down into smaller categories that you can actually work with, and then you'll find that your energy is able to be more present, and you're actually going to enjoy doing what you need to do a lot more. I hope that helps, Alana. If you're wanting a little bit more information or a little bit more depth in that, happy for you to let me know, and I can help. Lauren, thank you. You're welcome, babe. As I said, I'll send some angels and some healing his way, because it feels like he's in for a little bit of a little bit of a stint, but as I said, it feels like there's a big element there that it's okay for him. Like he can be safe in all environments. He can be safe where he is now, in all situations now, because it just feels like he's got to learn how to feel like crap. And I know that's not a very nice learning, but in learning how to deal with our deeper shit, helps us to into a space where we get so much more from life. Aaron, hello, it's nice to see you. Julie, can you mention fasting and snake juice fasting as a way of people have been having a good time result with cancers might be worth that person to look into. Oh, beautiful. So, Lauren, Aaron's mentioning fasting and snake juice fasting. I'm not exactly sure what snake juice fasting is, but I'm assuming you can Google it. Or, Aaron, if you're happy to exchange details or something like that, and she can contact you, because I'm not exactly sure what snake juice fasting is, but apparently it's having fantastic results with people with cancers. There's always alternatives, like there's so many alternatives, but the reality of it is cancers that actually make you feel like crap because you've got to learn something. And I know that sounds so cold, but it's breaking it down to the fact that there's something deeply in that cancer space that you're designed to learn. So yeah, thank you for that information, Aaron. Emma, awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Tracy, thank you. Tracy saying thank you. Um, oh, thank you. I replied to you on email. So has anyone else got any more questions? I've got a couple more minutes before I've got to rush off and get my son from school. If there's no more questions, I will pop off because there's always stuff to do. We're having a quiet week this week, and that's okay. It's so funny. Every single week I pop off because there's like no more questions in the live, and every single week somebody sends me an email after I've jumped off. It's so funny. But that's okay. So just letting everyone know, the shop is open at the moment. We are taking bookings. You can actually book a time frame to actually come into the shop. If you can also just rock up as well, but just being aware that we do have a limit of people in the shop, and people are just waiting outside until you're allowed in, which seems to be like most places these days. Obviously, your hands are sprayed and you've got to wear a mask, obviously. But yeah, we're still here for the shop. We're still here helping people with whatever you need. Aaron, how do you see my business endeavor going? Oh, I feel like, Aaron, that you after Corona lockdown, yeah. It feels like there's still a few more things to be put into place, and it still feels like your business is going to be a big learning space for you. So it's that. So most people go and they learn a heap of stuff and then start the business. Other people start a business and learn through the shit. Learn through the stuff. It feels like, Aaron, that you've got to start the business and just do the business, and you're going to learn through, things not working and things working, how it's all going to work. It feels like it's going to be a little bit of a slower engine to get going, but I do feel like you'll actually be quite happy with how it all works out. Samantha, I put a question above. I'm just having a look. Thank you, Sarah. I did see that before and I've just missed it. I do apologize. So Sarah, any guidance on finding a relationship, please? Oh, so Sarah, when I look into that question, yes, I feel a relationship is an option for you, but it feels like to me that there's like a mummy daddy piece that's playing out for you, that's stopping or blocking a relationship. It feels like they're saying that there's something around trust when it comes to parental figures, or the caregivers that you've had in your life. Um, um, you can let me know if I'm on the right track with this, Samantha, but it feels like there's a lack of trust or something with caregivers for you when you were growing up, and it feels like it's put a bit of a confusion energy in your energy field when people come into your life to have a relationship with you. It feels like, yes, Samantha, I do mean you, yes. It feels like there's a little bit of a push away when people get close to you. And it feels like you've been navigating this for a little bit. It feels like there's going to be relationships coming for you, but I would really be looking into that inner child piece with the caregivers in your life, because it feels like healing and working through that space will actually allow you to be more present to attract the person into your life that's actually going to give you a deeper relationship of what you're looking for. They're popping into my head. There's a fantastic book called Getting the Love You Want by I think he's Marvin Hendricks. I know it's Hendricks. Um, but Getting the Love You Want is a fantastic book to help you understand what we seek in a relationship in order to be able to heal our childhood wounds. I'm just seeing if I can getting love. Okay, so the book looks like this. Getting the Love You Want. Can you see that? Oops, where are we going? Yeah. Samantha, it feels like reading that book, but actually working with the as I said, the caregiver side of things will actually make a big difference. Samantha, if you're needing help with it, just reach out. That's what I do to help people. But best of luck. But I do see it coming. You've just got to work through that so you don't reject it. Emma, looking forward to receiving my lava pyramid I ordered online. Oh my God, that piece is so beautiful, Emma. I wasn't sure if you're popping in. Are you popping in or are we posting it to you? Either way, we'll get it to you, but she's a beautiful piece. Hi, Kathy. Hello. How are you doing? Hi, Kathy. Will my business continue to grow? Yeah, why not? They're saying yes. That's actually quite a big yes. Um, it feels like it's gonna change direction or course or something. Mm, direction or course or something, but yeah, it just feels like it's gonna keep growing. People just need to. This corona stuff has really thrown people a lot into like their base chakra of like the flight and fight mode and survival mode. And once people work through that and actually get over this little bit, everything's going to go back to a new normal. We've seen through lots of different histories of different things that have come up. You know, it's really bad when you go through it, but things just work out. But yeah, Kathy, I just see things going really well, but it just feels like it's going to take a little bit of a different direction. Chrissy, I would love some guidance. I need some direction or advice for what to do. Chrissy, could you please pop in the comments to me? Like, what do you mean, like, what to do? Are you talking like love, relationship? Are you talking business? Are you talking career? Are you talking friendships? I would love a little bit more information, Chrissy, on exactly which space you're wanting guidance on. And I'm actually, they're actually making this very specific for you to ask the question deeper because I feel like that's some of the issue that's going on is the fact that you're not allowing yourself to pinpoint exactly the area that you're wanting to be looking into because it feels like there's something there around not having approval or not getting the permission that you're needing to go for what you desire or to go for what it is that you're really wanting. So you're asking questions around the way because to go for what you really desire and what you just fucking love, like what you just want to do, it feels like you're needing permission or approval with that. So I'm more than happy to help you out a little bit more with the particular area that you're asking with, but it feels like allow yourself permission, allow yourself approval to go for what you love. Okay, just a few more. Jenna, Jana. As I said, I've said in past videos, I am shocking with pronouncing names. I'm hoping I've pronounced that right, Jenna. I would love some guidance on my relationship with my husband. Oh my God, it feels like you need to bloody have some fun together. It feels like you need to have like sexy fun together. It feels like things have just gotten stale a little bit and you're not communicating the way that supports you both. They're popping into my head the book, The Five Love Languages. You can Google it. I'm pretty sure there's PDFs and stuff like out there that you can take the test thing and actually see what your love language is. But it just feels like communication is not exactly the way it should be. But it feels like you've just like lost fun with the sexiness side of things with you and your husband. Doing connection exercises where it feels like one of you's love things very planned. So like as in you need to book in and plan to have these kind of relationships. I mean, these kind of questions and discussions with your partner. But it feels like you need to book in some sexy time. So everything else gets put on hold. Some music goes on, no distractions, and you actually just have some fun together. Will actually make a big difference. Jenna, if you're wanting a little bit more connection exercises with you and your partner, I'm more than happy to help with that. But I also feel like there's this, I'm not sure which side it's coming from, like why are we bothering or is this worth it? Every relationship goes through ups and downs. Every relationship goes through hard stuff. It's how you choose to work through the hard stuff that actually makes the relationship stronger. But hang in there because it feels like there's a lot more to learn from this relationship. There's a lot more to enjoy and love from this relationship. You guys are just going through a little bit of a at the moment, but I'd actually be looking at how to have some fun bao chiki wawa time because that's going to make a big difference. Hope that helps, Jenna. Kathy says thank you. Posted, blew my mind. Cool. We'll get it posted to you, or maybe Beryl's already posted that to you, Emma. Kathy, thanks. Not a problem. Just keep going, babe. But as I said, it's going to go in a different direction. Chrissy, a little bit of everything. Let's go with life. I fucking love that. It still feels like you're not being very direct with which way you're wanting to go. Chrissy, am I on the right track? You can let me know with the fact that there does feel like you can't go for what you desire and what you love. It feels like that's the fundamental baseline here of like the questioning you have, but it feels like it's an approval thing. It's a seeking approval or having to seek permission to go for what you love, which leads me to offering you the guidance, Chrissy, of in life, what is it that you do love? I would actually be looking into writing it down is fantastic. Even if you like record, um, record what you love. Just recording what you love. But it feels like you need to go and find what you love to do, and then work through the emotional issues that pop up from going for what you love. It feels like life is going to keep feeling like you're in a dinghy boat and you keep getting hit by the rocks until you work out what it is you actually love and actually go for that. And going for what you love doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like that's what's going to make you money, all that kind of stuff. There's other ways to make money, yet it just feels like you need to work out what you love. Happy to help you in any way more. I want to do so many things, but I don't know which path to take. Right, thank you. That's a little bit more specific. The path to take, they're saying, is the one that's going to give you the most learning at the moment. You've got to, I guess there's two different paths to it here. You've got to find out what you love and actually do more of that in your everyday life. So your daily things, what is your daily routine of doing something that you love? Even if you're doing it for half an hour, doing something you love for you, personally for you, for half an hour every day. That's really important. but which path to take, they're saying the path that's actually going to teach you the most. And that path that teaches the most tends to be that scary path. It tends to be the path that you get in the pit of your stomach and you're like, oh fuck, ooh, that's like edgy. That's the path that's actually going to give you the most learning, which is actually going to give you the most satisfaction. I hope that helps, Chrissy. I also think, Chrissy, that there's something that's, when you work out how to do something that you love every day, like I'm not talking going, oh, I'm going for a walk because I love it. No, I'm talking like deeply nourishing yourself every single day for half an hour. When you work that out, it feels like there's going to be another opportunity opening up for you, which will take you on a path that's actually going to make you a lot happier. The other thing, Chrissy, that they're saying too is that there's people that are going to be coming into your life that are going to be helping you on your path. Doesn't necessarily means that they're going to be in there for a long time in your life. It could be just quick bursts of different people coming into your life, but it feels like there's an element there too of when somebody comes into your life and touches your life really deeply, you have trouble letting them go. They need to be let go because they only need to be in your life for a certain amount of time. I hope that helps. Jenna, I feel like you're spot on. Thank you. Oh, babe, my heart's breaking for you because I know when you're deeply in love with somebody and you've had an amazing life with them, to go through this really shit space, it just fucking breaks you. Like, it just breaks you, and you don't know which way to look, and you don't know what way to do, and you don't know how to get it back on track. The getting it back on track is to make time, know everything, even like doing wonderful things like as a couple, to make some sexy time together, but you're not allowed to talk. So one of the rules is you're not allowed to talk. You're only allowed to touch, and you're only allowed to feel. And you've got to book it in though. For some reason, it's this big thing. You've got to book it in. So say like on a Wednesday night from 7 till 9, you guys are getting together. Phones are off, music's on, candles are on, and you're doing bow chickie wawa time with no talking, just touching and feeling. Oh my god, that's going to be so luscious. I think it's going to be challenging, but oh my god, that just feels so juicy and so luscious, and it feels like connecting back on that space will start getting the communication better. I hope that helps, Jenna. Chrissy, you're most welcome. Hang in there, find out what you love, and actually give yourself permission and approval to go for it, because you are worth it, and fuck, baby, you just deserve it. So just go for it. I'm saying hello to everybody. I'm saying goodbye to everybody. If you have any questions, please pop them through to Q&A at HappinessHeals.com.au, and I will get back to them next Wednesday. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Hope everybody had a fantastic time. I did. And I have to go pick up my son. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.